How to deal with the situation when your soul kind of wants to do something, and something is a soul yes, following a certain pathway, but then something about that pathway feels unaligned. So something regarding that pathway is out of alignment. How to deal with such a situation? What to do in such a situation? A partial soul yes versus no. Should I go down that pathway or not? Your soul is sensing that something is out of alignment on that pathway. If you went down that pathway, your soul is telling you in the now, right here, right now, that something about that is misaligned. If it's not a 100% yes. Even though some parts of it would be super aligned with your soul. For some reason your soul knows that it's not wise to go down that pathway. You might not understand why, or you might have a sense of it. You might be intuitive and kind of pick up on something that is below that timeline, kind of. In any case, your soul lets you know if it's not a 100% yes. And if you in that case say no to that timeline or that pathway, oh no, you might have to face your own emotional reactions to your choice, your own thoughts regarding your choice of saying no. And you might face other people's emotions, feelings, actions, thoughts. As a byproduct of you saying no. And it might hurt in the moment. It might not feel very pleasant to say no, if you have to face your own or other people's reactions. But your soul is so epic in knowing which timeline is radically aligned with your soul, your dreams. And it knows that if you would go down that partially yes timeline, in the long run, that might not feel so dreamlike, as things are revealed to you where your soul said no, partially, don't go there. So that timeline, choosing that timeline, might kind of hurt more in the long run. Okay. But if you choose to go down that pathway, that wasn't fully aligned in the moment. It's okay. As at least then you will learn. You will learn things on that pathway. Your soul will learn and grow and evolve on that pathway as well. And guess what? You don't have to stay there. If you realize that, oh, actually this wasn't the timeline that I want to be living in. If you realize that, okay, now I get it. Now I get why my soul didn't want to fully choose this. In that moment, in any given moment, you can realize that, hey, I am untethered. I'm not bound to stay here if I don't want to stay here. You can always stay there for as long as you want and continue following that pathway. But if you don't want to stay there anymore, you can always choose another timeline in the now. You can always jump to another timeline. Your radically soul-aligned timeline, for instance. Great. The dog was definitely saying that, okay, yeah, let's jump. Let's jump, jump, jump. But yeah, you make your own decision. You don't have to listen to a dog. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's best to, listen to your own soul and not a dog. Yeah. Thanks to the dog. Now let's wrap this up. So if you are at any moment juggling the soul no and a soul partial yes, so it's not a full yes, but a partial yes. If you choose the no, okay, it might hurt a bit in the moment. Not necessarily, but in some cases, it might be a hard decision to say no. But you just feel like you have to stay true to your soul and trust your intuition as something feels off, following that other partial yes timeline. Okay, it hurt a bit, but in the long term, continuing to choose this radically soul-aligned timeline feels like a dream. Okay. The other option was to choose that partial yes. Okay, great. You'll have awesome soul lessons following this pathway. And you will know why your intuition said, it might be best not to go there, even though it's kind of a soul yes. You will learn why your intuition was hinting you that something was off. that you shouldn't follow that pathway. You will know, you will learn, you will grow. And you can anytime, if you so decide and choose, jump to another timeline. You are not tethered, and you are not bound to any timeline. Even though you would have said yes to something, you can always choose to say no later. If that's what your soul wants to do and guides you to do. And if that dog down the road also is like supporting you in that, then you can always choose to listen to the dog and its guidance. Or then you can fully just trust your own soul's guidance. Okay. What are your thoughts on this? If there's anything you'd like to share with me, drop a comment.